Welcome to the Business English Channel meeting. Today's topic is financial strategy, planning for growth.
Thank you, Lucy. This discussion is essential for our company's future. Where should we begin?
Let's start by reviewing the financial reports from the last quarter. Have you had a chance to review them?
Yes, I went through them yesterday. Our revenue has grown by 12% compared to the previous quarter.
That's excellent news. Do the reports show any specific factors contributing to this growth?
Yes, the increase is mainly due to our seasonal promotions and the success of our online campaigns.
So, it seems like marketing played a significant role. Did any particular campaign perform better than expected?
The holiday promotion exceeded expectations. It attracted more customers and increased average order value by 15%.
That's impressive. Have we identified any lessons from that success that we can apply moving forward?
Well, the key was precise targeting. Our ads reached the right audience at the right time.
Makes sense. Should we allocate more budget to these types of targeted campaigns in the future?
Definitely. I'd suggest increasing the advertising budget by 20% for the next quarter.
That's worth considering. Do you think this would impact other areas of our budget?
Not significantly. If we reallocate funds from underperforming channels, it won't strain our overall budget.
Good point. Are there any specific underperforming channels we should review?
Yes, our traditional print ads. Their ROI has been declining steadily over the past year.
In that case, shifting funds from print to digital seems logical. Have you prepared projections for this shift?
I have preliminary numbers. Digital ads could potentially yield a 25% higher ROI compared to print.
That's a significant difference. Let's formalize this proposal and present it to the broader team.
Agreed. I'll finalize the proposal and include supporting data by the end of the week.
Perfect. Now let's think about diversifying our revenue streams. Have you explored any potential opportunities?
One idea is to expand into new markets, particularly regions where demand for our products is growing.
That's a great idea. Which regions do you think offer the most potential for growth?
Southeast Asia and South America. Both markets have shown increasing interest in products like ours.
I agree. Those regions are promising. Do we have the resources to support such an expansion?
We'll need to increase production capacity and establish partnerships with local distributors.
Partnerships could be a cost-effective approach. Have we identified potential partners in these regions?
Not yet, but we could start by reaching out to trade associations for recommendations.
Good idea. Meanwhile, let's analyze the costs associated with this expansion. Can you prepare a cost estimate?
Sure. I'll work with the finance team and have an estimate ready within 2 weeks.
That's great. While you do that, let's also evaluate the risks of expanding into these regions.
Agreed. We'll need to consider factors like local regulations, currency fluctuations, and supply chain challenges.
Exactly. A thorough risk analysis will be critical to making an informed decision. Now that we've outlined potential growth markets, let's focus on risk analysis. What areas should we prioritize first?
Well, I think local regulations should be the top priority. Compliance is essential for avoiding legal issues.
Absolutely. Non-compliance could lead to fines, project delays, or even operational shutdowns. Do we have examples of potential issues?
Yes, in South America, import tariffs and local content requirements can be significant barriers for foreign companies.
That's a good point. Have we looked into partnering with local experts to navigate these regulatory challenges?
Not yet, but it's something we should prioritize. Local consultants could save us time and resources.
Agreed. What about currency fluctuations? Have you considered the financial risks they might pose in these new markets?
Currency risk is a major concern. For example, if the local currency weakens, it could affect our profit margins significantly.
That's true. Should we explore options like currency hedging or locking in exchange rates through forward contracts?
Yes, Hedging could be a practical approach. I'll consult the finance team to evaluate the best strategies.
Good. Moving on, let's discuss supply chain challenges. International shipping can often lead to delays and added costs.
Exactly. Shipping delays not only impact delivery times, but can also increase operational costs.
Do you think sourcing materials locally would mitigate some of these risks?
It could. Local sourcing reduces shipping costs, but might lead to higher production costs due to limited suppliers.
A detailed cost-benefit analysis will help us decide. Could you prepare that before our next meeting?
Yes, I'll collaborate with the operations team and provide a comprehensive report in 10 days.
Perfect. While we're assessing risks, we should also evaluate the competitive landscape in these regions.
Agreed. I've identified a few competitors, but their products don't offer the unique value we bring.
That's reassuring. How do you suggest we position ourselves to stand out in these markets?
By emphasizing quality and sustainability, these factors resonate with customers increasingly concerned about environmental impact.
Sustainability is becoming a key differentiator. Should we include our eco-friendly initiatives in our marketing strategy?
Absolutely. Highlighting our recyclable packaging and energy-efficient production processes could attract environmentally conscious customers.
Good idea. Let's make that a cornerstone of our campaign. Should we also consider product localization?
Yes. Offering localized products tailored to specific customer preferences can increase our market appeal.
Agreed. Have we conducted any research to identify regional preferences or consumer behavior trends?
Not yet, but we can use focus groups and online surveys to gather valuable insights.
Let's allocate resources for that research immediately. Who should lead this initiative?
The marketing and R&D teams are best suited for this task. They've handled similar projects before.
Perfect. To ensure success, we also need to define clear key performance indicators. What metrics do you recommend?
Revenue growth, market share, and customer retention would be strong indicators. Would you add anything else?
Customer satisfaction is vital, especially for building long-term relationships in new markets.
Agreed. High satisfaction levels often lead to repeat business and positive word of mouth.
Exactly. Before we finalize anything, let's ensure the team is aligned on these objectives.
Good idea. I'll draft a detailed action plan summarizing today's discussion points and next steps.
Now that we've covered risks and initial strategies, let's shift focus to our financial projections. Where should we begin?
Let's start by estimating the costs of entering these new markets. That will provide a foundation for our planning.
Agreed. What specific costs do you think we should include in our initial budget estimates?
Well, we should account for market research, legal fees, marketing campaigns, and potential costs for local partnerships.
That's a solid list. Should we also consider operational costs like hiring local staff or establishing offices?
Yes, absolutely. Setting up a local presence will likely be necessary, at least in high-priority regions.
Makes sense. Do we have any rough estimates for these expenses yet, or is that still in progress?
I've started gathering data. For example, opening a small regional office could cost around $150,000 annually.
That's helpful. Have you factored in additional costs for training new staff in these regions?
Not yet, but training costs could vary depending on the roles. I'll include that in the detailed breakdown.
Great. We should also project revenue. What's your initial estimate for sales growth in these new markets?
Based on similar expansions, we could see a 20-25% revenue increase within the first 2 years.
That's promising. What assumptions are you basing that projection on?
It's based on market size, demand trends, and our planned marketing efforts to attract a new audience.
Solid reasoning. What's the timeline for achieving profitability in these markets?
If everything goes as planned, we could break even within 18 to 24 months.
That sounds reasonable. What factors could impact that timeline either positively or negatively?
Strong demand could accelerate profitability, while unexpected costs or delays might push it back.
True. To mitigate risks, we should prepare contingency plans. Do you have suggestions for that?
Yes, we could set aside a portion of the budget as a buffer for unexpected expenses.
Good idea. How much of the budget would you recommend reserving for contingencies?
Typically, 10–15% of the total budget is a safe amount for unforeseen costs.
That seems reasonable. Shall we also explore external funding options to support this expansion?
Yes, seeking investors or applying for international business grants could provide additional financial flexibility.
Agreed. Have you identified potential funding sources or programs we could leverage?
Not yet, but I can research grant programs and reach out to potential investors for preliminary discussions.
Excellent. Let's also consider the role of technology in streamlining operations. How can we leverage it?
We could implement advanced analytics to track sales and customer behavior in real time.
That would be valuable. Should we invest in a new CRM system tailored to these markets?
Absolutely. A localized CRM system could improve customer engagement and help us better understand market dynamics.
Agreed. Let's get proposals from vendors to evaluate costs and benefits. Can you take the lead on that?
Sure, I'll request proposals and prepare a comparison report for our next meeting.
Perfect. Lastly, how do you suggest measuring the overall success of this expansion?
By tracking revenue growth, market share, operational efficiency, and customer satisfaction in each region.
Comprehensive metrics. Let's finalize these and ensure alignment across teams. Anything else to add?
Not for now, but I'll make sure to include all these points in the action plan.
Now that we've mapped out financial projections, let's discuss marketing strategies for these new markets. What are your thoughts?
I think we should focus on digital channels first. They're cost-effective and have a wide reach.
Agreed. Which platforms do you think would be most effective for engaging with our target audience?
Social media platforms like LinkedIn and Instagram would work well, depending on the market segment.
That's a good point. Should we also consider search engine optimization to improve our visibility online?
Absolutely. Optimizing for local search terms will help us attract organic traffic from these regions.
Great. What about traditional advertising? Do you think it still holds value in these markets?
It depends on the market. In some areas, billboards or print ads might complement our digital efforts.
True. A hybrid approach might be best. How do you suggest balancing our budget between digital and traditional methods?
I'd allocate 70% to digital and 30% to traditional, but this can vary based on performance.
That makes sense. What kind of content should we focus on to engage potential customers?
Educational content, like tutorials and webinars, could showcase the value of our products effectively.
That's a good idea. Should we localize this content to align with cultural preferences in each region?
Yes, localization is crucial. Translating content and tailoring messaging will make it more relatable to local audiences.
Agreed. Do we have the resources in place to handle localization, or should we consider outsourcing?
We might need to outsource for certain languages or regions. It'll ensure professional and accurate translations.
Let's explore potential partners for that. What about influencer marketing? Could it help us build credibility?
Definitely. Partnering with local influencers can amplify our reach and establish trust with their followers.
Good suggestion. Should we prioritize micro-influencers or larger, well-known personalities?
Micro-influencers often have higher engagement rates and feel more authentic. I'd start with them.
Smart approach. Let's also monitor the ROI from these campaigns closely. Do you have tools in mind for that?
Yes, platforms like Google Analytics and social media dashboards can track performance metrics effectively.
Perfect. Should we also include customer testimonials in our marketing materials?
Absolutely. Positive reviews and success stories resonate well and build trust with potential customers.
I agree. Let's gather testimonials from our existing markets to adapt for the new regions.
That's a great idea. Shall we also create case studies to showcase specific use cases?
Yes, detailed case studies could demonstrate the practical value of our solutions.
Agreed. What's our timeline for launching the initial marketing campaigns?
Ideally, we should start a month before entering the market to generate awareness. Does that seem feasible?
It's tight, but manageable if we prioritize the key elements first.
Good. Let's outline the campaign structure in our next meeting. Anything else we should cover now?
Just one thing. Are we considering customer feedback as we fine-tune these strategies?
Absolutely. Gathering feedback will be a continuous process to improve our campaigns.
Agreed. I'll ensure feedback channels are integrated into all stages of the campaign.
Now that we've discussed marketing strategies, let's dive into our staffing and team structure. How do you think we should organize this?
To start, we'll need a core team for each region, including sales, marketing, and operations.
Sounds good. Should we hire locally or transfer some of our existing team members to manage the expansion?
A mix of both might be best. We can transfer key personnel, but local hires will provide market-specific insights.
Agreed. What roles should we prioritize for local hires?
Sales and customer support are critical. Having local experts will make a big difference in engagement.
Right. What about the leadership team? Should we hire regional managers or promote internally?
I think we should hire regional managers with extensive experience in the market. They can lead the expansion.
That's a smart move. How do we plan to onboard and train the new hires?
We can use a mix of virtual onboarding sessions and in-person training for key roles.
Virtual onboarding would save time, but in-person training will help build a stronger team dynamic.
Exactly. We'll plan a 2-week onboarding program with a focus on our company culture and operations.
That sounds comprehensive. Should we create an internal mentorship program to help new hires integrate?
A mentorship program could be very effective. It will help new employees adapt to our corporate culture.
Agreed. We'll need to assign senior team members to mentor the new hires.
I'll work with HR to identify potential mentors. We can also organize a series of team-building events.
Great. Once the team is in place, what are the next steps for ensuring they're aligned with our growth goals?
We'll need clear performance expectations and regular check-ins to measure progress and address challenges.
That makes sense. Should we incorporate KPIs for each team to track their performance?
Yes, KPIs will ensure we're all aligned. Sales targets, customer satisfaction scores, and operational efficiency are key.
Absolutely. It will also be important to set clear communication channels so the teams stay connected.
Agreed. We'll use project management tools like Trello or Slack to keep everyone in the loop.
Perfect. How do you suggest managing cross-team collaboration, especially when teams are in different time zones?
We'll need to establish overlapping working hours for key teams and ensure seamless communication.
Right. We'll also need to ensure there's enough autonomy at the local level for decision-making.
Yes, empowering local teams will help them react quickly to changes in the market.
So for leadership, we'll need to focus on hiring regional managers and establishing strong communication frameworks.
Exactly. And for staffing, prioritizing sales, support, and leadership will be key to a successful expansion.
Agreed. Let's set up a meeting with HR to begin the recruitment process as soon as possible.
I'll do that. I'll also work with the finance team to ensure we have the budget for new hires.
Now that we've covered staffing and team structure, let's discuss the operational side of things. What are the key processes we need to focus on?
The first priority should be supply chain management. We need to ensure smooth logistics and product delivery.
Agreed. Should we partner with local logistics providers or manage everything centrally?
It might be more efficient to partner with local providers. They'll have better knowledge of the market.
That makes sense. Do you have any recommendations for choosing the right logistics partners?
We should focus on reliability, cost, and flexibility. The ability to scale as we grow is crucial.
Absolutely. What about inventory management? How do we ensure we don't run into stockouts or excess stock?
We can use an inventory management system that tracks demand in real time and adjusts stock levels accordingly.
That sounds like a good solution. Should we also consider implementing an order fulfillment strategy?
Yes, an efficient order fulfillment process will be key. We can centralize operations at a regional hub.
A regional hub makes sense for streamlining distribution. Should we hire a local logistics manager to oversee this?
Yes, a logistics manager with local expertise will be essential for smooth operations.
What other operational roles do you think we need to fill in the short term?
We'll need regional operations managers, a supply chain coordinator, and customer service staff to handle inquiries.
Sounds like a solid team. How do you plan to handle operational challenges that may arise during the initial stages?
I think we'll need to closely monitor the first few months. Adjusting processes and scaling gradually will help.
That's a good approach. We should also implement feedback loops to catch any issues early.
Exactly. Customer feedback will help identify areas for improvement in our products and services.
Right. Let's ensure we have a system in place to quickly resolve customer issues.
We can use a CRM system to track customer interactions and respond to issues promptly.
Great. Should we also consider offering expedited shipping for premium customers in these new markets?
Yes, offering expedited shipping could be a competitive advantage and improve customer satisfaction.
Agreed. Let's also look into offering localized payment options for each market.
Absolutely. Providing local payment options will make the purchasing process more convenient for customers.
Exactly. Should we implement a subscription model for certain products to boost customer retention?
A subscription model could work well, especially for products that customers need on a recurring basis.
I like the idea. We could offer discounts or exclusive benefits for subscribers.
That would encourage sign-ups and build long-term customer loyalty. Let's explore this further.
Agreed. Lastly, should we look into automating certain operational processes to improve efficiency?
Yes, automation will be key for scaling. Processes like invoicing and inventory tracking can be automated.
Great. Let's prioritize automation in our action plan. Anything else we should consider for operations?
We should also keep an eye on international regulations to ensure compliance in each region.
Good point. We'll need to stay up to date on legal requirements in all markets we enter.
I'll have the legal team begin reviewing those regulations to ensure we're fully compliant.
Now that we've covered operations, let's wrap up by discussing our key performance indicators and metrics for tracking success. How do you think we should measure progress?
First, we need to track revenue growth in each market. This will be the most direct measure.
Agreed. What specific revenue targets should we set for the first quarter after launching?
I think we should aim for a 15% increase in revenue within the first 3 months.
That sounds reasonable. Should we break down these targets by region to ensure a balanced approach?
Yes, regional targets will help us understand where we're performing best and where we need more effort.
Great. Besides revenue, what other metrics should we be tracking to measure success?
Customer acquisition costs, lifetime value of customers, and conversion rates from marketing campaigns are key metrics.
Those are good choices. How do we ensure we're maintaining a low customer acquisition cost as we scale?
We'll need to optimize our marketing campaigns continuously and focus on cost-effective digital channels.
Right. I'd also like to track customer satisfaction and retention rates. Happy customers are more likely to recommend us.
Agreed. We can send out surveys and track Net Promoter Scores (NPS) to measure satisfaction.
I like the idea of tracking NPS. It will give us a clear understanding of customer loyalty.
Yes, and we'll be able to act on that feedback to improve the customer experience.
What about tracking our operational efficiency? Should we set targets for inventory turnover and order fulfillment times?
Absolutely. Those metrics will help us ensure we're running efficiently and meeting customer expectations.
Great! We'll also need to measure employee performance to ensure the team is aligned with our goals.
Employee satisfaction and productivity metrics will help us gauge that. Regular performance reviews will be key.
Agreed. Let's also set up a dashboard where all these metrics are visible to relevant team members.
That's a great idea. It will help keep everyone aligned and motivated to achieve our goals.
I think we're in a good place with our financial strategy, operations, and performance tracking. Should we schedule a follow-up meeting to review progress after the first month?
Yes, let's schedule it. It will give us a chance to adjust any strategies and address issues.
Perfect. I'll send out an invite for that meeting. In the meantime, I'll make sure everything is in motion.
Sounds like a plan. Let's keep pushing forward and ensure this expansion is a success.
Absolutely. Thanks, John. I'm looking forward to seeing the results of all our hard work.
Thank you, Lucy. I'm confident we're on the right track. Have a great day.
You too. Goodbye, John.
Now, let's take a look at the meanings of some words mentioned in the conversation.
Steadily. In a consistent and gradual manner, without sudden changes.
The company has been growing steadily over the past few years.
Diversify. To make something more varied or different by adding new elements or activities.
The company decided to diversify its product range to appeal to more customers.
Fluctuation. A change or variation in level, amount, or value, often irregular.
There was a fluctuation in stock prices due to market uncertainty.
Hedging. A strategy used to protect oneself from potential losses by making compensating investments.
The investor used hedging techniques to minimize the risks of fluctuating commodity prices.
Word of mouth. Information or recommendations passed from person to person, typically informally.
Her new restaurant gained popularity through word of mouth and positive reviews.
Solid. Strong, reliable, or well-built, dependable.
The company has a solid reputation for delivering high-quality products.
Grant. A sum of money or financial assistance given for a specific purpose, often by a government or institution.
The university received a grant to fund its research on renewable energy.
Testimonial. A statement or endorsement from someone that supports the quality or value of something.
The company shared customer testimonials to build trust with potential clients.
Showcase. To display or present something in an attractive or effective way.
The exhibition will showcase the latest innovations in technology.
Stockouts. A situation where products are out of stock or unavailable for sale.
The company faced stockouts due to unexpected demand during the holiday season.
Thank you for watching our video.